Hey, this is Scott Ryder. Welcome to my YouTube channel, IWNQ, I Will Never Quit. Most of you know by now that I have Parkinson's disease, and Parkinson's disease brings about lots of challenges on a daily basis. From the very beginning, I've adopted an attitude of IWNQ, I'll never quit. As a matter of fact, I wear it on my wrist every day. There's a wrist bracelet that says IWNQ, I will never quit. So I look for people who exhibit the same attitude of never quitting in life regardless of what their challenges are. And this is part 2 of an interview with a young man named Sam Bordner. Sam exhibits the IWNQ attitude as well as anybody I've ever met. Sam was a great high school baseball player. He played for Bloom Carroll right outside of Columbus, Ohio. Sam went on to the University of Louisville where he was an All-American and pitched in the College World Series. Today, Sam is pursuing a career with Major League Baseball's Miami Marlins. Sam's had Tommy John surgery, a few other injuries, but he hasn't quit. He hasn't given up. This is part 2 of the interview. And we pick up with the question I asked Sam, has Sam learned more from his victories, more from the great things that have happened, or more from the challenges or the rough spots in life? Let's see what Sam says. Thanks for checking out the channel. Remember to subscribe, click on the bell so you know when the newest episodes come about. And whatever your challenges in life, remember, never quit. Do you feel like you've learned more from your defeats than you have your victories?
Oh, absolutely. Especially not being able to play for the past 2 or so years. It's given a lot of time to think, and baseball is a game where you can't think. So I've taken advantage of all this time to try to become physically tougher, physically stronger, and mentally tougher and all this, because baseball is not a game for the mentally weak.
So when you say, you've said that a couple times, baseball is not a game where you think, it really has to be like natural reactionary. I mean, you just have to react without thinking, really,
Absolutely.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be in that moment.
It's like muscle memory.
Yeah,
is the best way. It's the best way to describe it.
Not everybody has that skill. That's amazing. You've been playing baseball since you're how old?
4 years old.
So 4 years old. And if you had advice for young parents that have a child that's interested in sports, what would your advice be?
Just let them have fun.
Let them have fun?
Because once you get into kind of the college level, you still have that fun, but it's kind of more job-like fun versus the
Sure.
game fun.
But you must still love it.
And the thing, yeah, and then nowadays, like, you gotta, for the parents, you gotta push your children to get better, which I see a lot of people doing nowadays is the participation trophies. Like, you're just
everybody wins, even if they're not a winner.
And you're just setting your child up for failure as they get older in
life,
adult life.
Jobs aren't like that, really.
Exactly.
Nothing's like that. Now, some people will be mad at us for saying that, but I agree with you 100%.
It's a realistic statement.
Yeah. If money wasn't a factor, in other words, your bank account was just unlimited, what kind of car would you buy?
See, I like the big Jeeps, like the Wranglers that you see going down.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I was looking at one, I almost got one, but I'm glad I didn't because I wouldn't have been able to afford it. Or like a big old truck, probably.
Okay.
I can't fit into those nice sport cars that you always see, like the Lamborghinis. I can't fit into those.
Is there a favorite meal that your mom makes?
She makes the greatest roasted pork and red potatoes.
Can you think of, I remember back to my college days, and we traveled to a lot of meets by van, occasionally by bus, and big meets we'd fly, like I'm sure you flew to the College World Series, but if it was in a certain distance, we weren't flying. You have any nightmare van trips?
Not really. I mean, we didn't take a van because we were taking 60 people at a time. We said we were taking a big bus.
No snow challenges or no?
No, I mean,
that's great.
They were fun. I mean, I remember we took, it was my sophomore year in 2017, we took a bus trip down to Atlanta to play Georgia Tech, and that was pretty fun. I mean, we play all these games. It's called, what's that game called?
On the bus you play games.
Yeah, it's this one game we always play it, and Mafia. It's called Mafia.
Mafia?
So you get to pick 3 teams. One's the Mafia, one's the police, and one's like the civilians. And then you get to try to find out who all the Mafia members are. It's a fun game.
That sounds cool.
So
I remember back in my days, you're so much more sophisticated. We would play a game where when a semi-truck was passing us, we'd have to guess what kind it was before it came. It was a Kenworth or whatever the case was. Can you think of any one situation that you've experienced at any level, grade school, middle school, high school, professional, that would be the single most pressure-packed situation you're in?
That I've experienced?
Yes, you're on the mound.
Yeah, the one. It was in 2017. It was in college. We were playing Kentucky, a rival in Super Regionals. This was the game to take us to the College World Series, and the bases were loaded. I think we were only up 3 or 4 at the time, and this was the 6th or 7th inning, and there's 8,000 people watching, and
wow,
I got the dude to a full count, and I'm sitting there, and I know you're not supposed to think, but I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, wow,
like, this is a big deal, huh?
And I usually don't ever really show emotion, and I gave like the biggest fist bump and
Nice.
like woo, and it was probably one of my most memorable experiences and most pressure packed experiences I've had.
Who's calling the pitches? The coach?
The pitching, yeah. we
Coach
had our
to the
pitching
catcher,
coach.
the catcher to you?
Mhm. That's how it goes in college, yeah.
That's
And
kind
then,
of what I thought. Pranks in college. Were you a prankster? Were you a recipient of pranks? Or are you a non-involved person?
it was a little bit of all of it, to be honest.
Okay.
So I lived in my house, and my junior year was awesome. I lived with 6 of my best friends, or actually 5 of my best friends, 6 including me. And we would always just sit there and like, play pranks with each other. So my roommate Pat, he is always right, and I think I'm always right. So we would sit there and just go back and forth, arguing and everything. And sometimes I would try to get him going just to have fun with him. And so that was probably the best example I can give you.
You'll look back at those pranks with lots of fond memories. When I was a junior in college, I think we were on a spring track trip and we were at Richmond University, the Spiders.
Yep.
And we took one of our teammates and we put him in a bed and we took the white tape, like you tape up with, and we taped him to the bed and we took him outside and leaned him against the tree. And today he's probably the most decorated high school cross country coach in the state of Ohio.
Wow.
I know we talked about nutrition and how much attention you paid to nutrition, but is there a favorite fast food if you were going to pick one?
Oh man, I don't know. See, I like chicken. I think
Okay.
fried chicken. I mean, in Ohio, you got Raising Cane's. Down here, you got Bojangles. No,
What about Graders?
Graders is good. Yeah.
You have a favorite Graders ice cream flavor?
Man, I like anything with caramel in it, really.
So Graders, did you hear that? If you want to ship Sam a free case, he'll do a little tweet about your ice cream, I'm sure, wouldn't you, Sam?
Absolutely, whatever they need.
And he's got a lot of followers, Graders. So I'm going to send this interview to you. Sam, tell everybody again, they can follow you on Twitter. Tell them your handle.
So you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BigSammyB_13.
All right. So it's the same for Instagram and Twitter. In closing, any advice, Sam, for people out there that are facing challenges?
So there's just one Bible verse, and it's my favorite one. I'm not really trying to make this all religious ending.
Religious ending is good, Sam.
And
I'm
it's
totally cool
it's
with that.
Colossians 3:23. No matter what you do it with all your heart, as if you're working for the Lord. So no matter what it is, no matter how hard or easy, just do it with all your heart, no matter what it is.
And faith is an interesting topic. I always say faith is easier to talk about than practice. But I can't imagine life without faith.
Absolutely.
It'd be pretty tough, wouldn't it? Thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Remember, it's Scott Ryder, IWNQ. This guy, he's the great example of not quitting. He's been through a lot and he's still pursuing his dreams. Whatever challenge you're facing in life, be like Sam Bordner. Keep pressing on, do your best to overcome that challenge. Sam lives the IWQ lifestyle. He's a great example of it. But when you subscribe, please share my YouTube channel with your family and friends. Click on the bell so that you're made up to date when a new episode is released. And I want to thank Sam Bordner, my first Major League Baseball person I've ever met in person. And follow Sam, keep an eye on him, because the kid's going to go places no matter where life takes him. I can tell you that. So, thanks, Sam.